Hey folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to check out the Clan of the Eagle DLC. This is the second most recent clan to have been released as of late. The most recent being, I think it was Clan of the Lion, but that was part of a $15 expansion that was a bit more meatier. This focuses on one single one-off clan that you can unlock, like the other ones before it. So, Clan of the Eagle, I've played this for a little bit, and I'm still getting used to it. This is a very, at least it's advertised as a nomadic clan, but I find it both good and bad, and I'll explain why in a minute. Let's just take a quick look at what it does. Now, what I do like is that the developers have sort of redone the interface here, and you can actually see difficulty to learn, development, military, support. I love that across all the different clans. I love that. But anyway, on the right-hand side, you can kind of see their starting bonuses. The Aviary replaces the Scout Camp. They train falconers and reveal buried caches on the map over time. So as you play the game, caches will pop up around the map, and you'll go and claim them, but there's some limitations, which I'll explain in a minute. Another faction does that, like there's equipment that will pop up for that faction and your hero can go and collect it. I don't remember what clan it was, but this isn't a new concept. It's been done before. But in this case, these caches will give you resources like food or wood or whatever. Another thing is you start with one hawk. They turn a cleared zone into a boneyard, providing natural resources from the zone and healing your units. So whenever you completely clear a zone, it'll turn into a boneyard. And for the first 2 minutes or something like that, you'll see, your hawks sort of just flying around the zone. And you get some bonuses. Like I said, there's a healing bonus there for your units. So again, this particular DLC/faction sort of encourages you not to quickly colonize something as soon as you get it. You can also, with this faction, clear various, wolf dens and the like to gain extra bonuses, but if you colonize it, it just does it immediately for you, as far as I can tell. I tried it once. I sent a falconer over to loot this neutral location's wolf den, and then later on, I colonized a completely different one that I did not loot, and I still got resources for it. So, I don't know, if there's really worth doing that. I guess it's only really worth looting something in neutral territory if you have no plans to colonize it right away. That way, you can get to it before your opponent does. But anyway, falconries require no building slot and increase the maximum number of hawks you can send on a boneyard. This is awesome, but you're limited to 3 falconries, though. So even though the falconry buildings don't contribute to your build slots, you can only do a maximum number of 3 of those falconries. You also gain no fame for colonizing new zones, so that's kind of unfortunate. With 200 fame, you can gain this ability, Nomadic Tribe. Units outside their territory consume 30% less food and firewood. Zones can be upgraded using food. In upgraded zones, houses give +1 population, and military buildings give +1 warband. Yep, that's pretty good. And scavenging, that's 500 fame. Ruins, shipwreck, and all special zones can be explored once more to gain additional resources. It is possible to reclaim a colonization bonus from a zone that already gave one. So that's kind of cool. Again, very nomadic sounding tribe. And you can see the clan special features down here. Hawk. Hawks will gather resources on boneyards and assist your sentinels. Griff is the special character, super guy that you can hire, like the other factions. Orphaned by the extinction of their parents' clan, Griff were adopted at a young age by the followers of this demonstration of adaptability made them perfect leader, blah, blah. Aviary, like I said, you get a maximum of 3 of these. Falconer, I mentioned that. They can't get hurt. So your scouts are like super scouts. These falconers cannot get hurt and gain lore when exploring uncharted lands. They can open ruins and shipwrecks, as well as seal wolf dens and draugr tombs, even outside their territory. Buried caches, like I said, your hawks will reveal, or your falcons, I guess, will reveal, hawks, will reveal these caches over time, and so as long as the land has been cleared, you can claim them. So you cannot claim these caches when there are neutral enemies present. There's a forbidden cache. When opened, the monsters contained in this cache will be released, and all your units in the zone receive a plus 10% attack power bonus until they die. I have not encountered that yet. The Boneyard, hunting area. For 2 months, or 2 minutes, I guess, your units in the zone will be healed. For each wild creature killed, one of your hawks will gather some of the zone's natural resources in a loot pouch. Yeah, it's cool. So enemies will drop loot pouches in these boneyards. So killing enemies and defending, you can gain loot pouches as you kill stuff and boost various things. And what's cool is that I've actually gotten iron and stone in addition to wood and food. So, like, I haven't really had to rely on miners as much. I've been just gathering the stone and iron that I need just from these loot pouches, which is really cool. Again, these loot pouches hawks gathered those resources from a boneyard, claim them for yourself, or let an ally colonize the zone if you're feeling generous. All right, so that's just a quick look at that. I'm going to go ahead and load up my save file here, I think. Let's go ahead and come back to single player. Not story mode. Conquest, now creative. There we go. Load game and test. Okay. I am going to get to the lion at some point. Okay, so again, interface-wise, very standard. I don't want to focus too much on gameplay. This is more of just an overview of what you get with this particular faction DLC. I'll hover over this again, but this is pretty much everything that I've kind of already touched on earlier, right off to you. As far as new lore that is unique to this faction, you've got the Sentinel. Falconers gain the ability Watch Keeping. The Falconer deploys their hawk to watch over the zone, improving the attack power of military units by 15%, and the production of allied specialized units by 10%. Griff automatically triggers the ability and calls a hawk in combat. You've got Blood Eagle. Falcons protect allied units in boneyards by using blind. A blinded unit will miss all its attack for 3 seconds. Foraging, you gain 60% more resources when closing a wolf den, a Draugr tomb, or colonizing a special zone. There's Training Field. You gain plus 3 happiness if you have Griff and plus 1 happiness for each neutral or allied zone adjacent to your territory with no hostile units. So again, that sort of feeds on the whole boneyard idea. Eliminating neutral units from a zone and keeping them uncolonized so that you gain happiness. So again, it's different. I'm used to just expanding. This is sort of discouraging you from doing that. There's also this one here. I think it's Rapine. The Boneyard effect is applied to enemy decolonized zones. All your hawks gather resources from enemy production buildings in the zone. Okay, so let's just quickly show you what it all looks like. Again, I'm not going to go too crazy into this. This purple thing is a cache, a buried cache. So as long as I clear out all of the things in this zone, my scout / falconer can come here and claim this. I'll get 112 food, 75 gold, and 4 stone. Pretty darn powerful. Let's see what else I've got going on here. Here's a look at the new scout camp. That's a food silo. There we go. This is the aviary. As you can see, it holds quite a bit, but I have 3 of them, so that stands to reason. So on the very bottom, it says next buried cache, 95%, 96%, so it's slowly revealing these over time. My biggest problem with this particular faction, there's one there. Let's just assign that for looting. My biggest problem with this faction is that, again, it revolves around the whole boneyard idea, in that you're clearing nearby areas so that you can gain resources from it. And in theory, that's cool. What's not cool is that you're opening the door for your opponent to just swoop right in and then colonize it. So you're actually, if you are near enemy territory, I guess I can't do that yet. Falconer will give some wood afterwards. I guess I'll colonize this and attempt to attack this to show you what I mean. But if I develop too close to the enemy, and I kill all neutral things in that territory, he can swoop right in there and take it, and that's just awful. So I really don't like that. Okay, so I guess I need to get my another falconer out there. Let's go ahead and get that. Trying to talk and do this at the same time. But yeah, I love that you can. I love the fact that this faction is sort of based around the whole idea of caches that you can loot in the environment. I love that, and I also love that if you can manage to get to a huge location before your opponent, you can loot it and without having to actually get there. The problem is uncovering the path necessary to get there in the first place. Because again, you cannot close a wolf den without taking out all of these neutral guys in the first place. So you actually have to send your military out there to do it. So you may be running through multiple neutral territories trying to get to the one that you want, and that could be a problem. Let's go ahead and find something else for this guy to do. Let's just send him back home for now. So yeah, I mean, I like what it does, but at the same time, it can be incredibly, I don't know, like, it goes against my playstyle a lot. What's he doing? He's apparently attacking this bear. He's getting chased off. Let's get my units over here instead. And let's see if I can just take these draugrs out real quick. Although these guys don't have... Yeah, there's nothing here I can actually loot, but I should be able to turn this into a boneyard and make use of that. So let's just get my guys. There we go. We'll attack them, assuming I can actually beat them. These guys look pretty tough. I like to rotate these guys out when they take damage. Alright, that's 2. Alright, this guy's almost dead. Let's back that off. We'll heal up real quick. And... Alright, so these guys are healing. Let's send these guys back in. I've scavenged a buried cache. Nice. Okay. So you can see now that I've killed all the neutral things in this location. There's even a loot pouch. And if I click on it, it says open this bag to gain 48 food. So I'll go ahead and do that. Now, if you click on this location, you can actually see a little timer on the bottom right. It says it's 2 minutes, or it's 1 minute per month. It says hunting area. For 2 months, your units in the zone will be healed. For each wild creature killed in one of your one of your hawks will gather some of the zone natural resources of a loot pouch. So I'm kind of encouraged not to build here. But the biggest problem is, like, even though I'm encouraged not to grow, I still need to because of limited build slots. Like, I can only put so many buildings in one zone until I either expand it with gold or I capture a different area. And the problem is that, like, I need a brewery to keep people happy, I need food, I need wood, I need lots of different things, and so I need land. As much as I want to play on... As much as I want to play to the strengths of this faction, I'm having a difficult time doing it because I am still sort of forced to develop like the other factions in this game. Yes, it's cool. Like, I could just not colonize this area and it'll be a boneyard, which is nice. And that sort of plays into my strengths. But at the same time, I still feel like I need to do what I always do with other factions in order to stay competitive. You just can't pump out military units. You need gold to do that. And, you know, fighting for resources in this game by building various things, it's important to do. Let's see if I can clear this out real quick. Alright, so here's another example of now we've got this other boneyard thing going on here. And where's my scout? Falconer. Okay, he's doing that, he's doing that. Okay, let's bring him back here. And, yeah, we can clear this out. We don't even have the territory, but we can actually we can actually clear this out and gain resources, which I really like. So I don't have to colonize this if I don't want to. But again, I am encouraged. Colonize this zone to gain 48 fame and 8 stone. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm trying to play to the strength. So it's I feel like this particular faction, I love the ideas, but it goes against a lot of what you're going to be doing anyway. If that makes any sense. I'm not saying don't buy this DLC. I'm just simply saying it's a cool idea. I wish, I don't know, I wish it was buffed in other ways to make it better, or some limitations were lifted. Just the ability to gain, I would love the ability to gain caches, for example, without having to clear the land to do it in the first place. That might make them super powerful, I don't know, maybe a balance thing. But yeah, that was a Clan of the Eagle. I do recommend this one. It's just, again, it's like a catch-22 with this particular faction. My natural tendency is to expand, and because I need to. Each territory is limited build slots, so if I don't expand, then I can't build anything, and I can't grow my army. So I'm forced to do what I normally do anyway, which is gather land, get territory, get food, get wood, get gold. And that sort of flies in the face of everything that this faction is trying to do via nomadic means. So it's like, you know, I like the idea. It's just, it's like I'm being forced to play 2 different play styles at the same time, if that makes any sense. So hopefully they do something with this to make this particular faction a bit more, I don't know, like they focused more on the nomadic side, maybe more bonuses, or maybe more build slots, so I don't have to expand to continue building my territory and my empire. Just a thought. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.